The thread ceremony and Brahmacharya, Skanda 10, chapter 45. Krishna placed Ugrasena on the throne. The Yadus, Vrishnis, Andhakas, Madhus, Dasarhas, and Kukuras, who had left Mathura for fear of Kansa, now returned to that town. Vasudeva called the Purohita Garga and performed the Upanayana ceremony of his sons. They then became twice born. Dvija Brahmanas, Kshatriyas, and Vaishyas are the twice born classes. Krishna was a Kshatriya by birth. After Upanayana, one has to practice Brahmacharya, and that is, he has to reside at the house of his Guru, learn the Vedas from him, and practice asceticism at the same time. According to practice, Rama and Krishna went to reside at the house of Rishi Sandipani of Avanti of the line of Kashyapa. The brothers learned the Vedas, the Vedangas, and all the branches of learning in 64 days. Then they requested their guru to name his dakshina. When a disciple leaves his guru after the completion of study, he has to give some dakshina or present according to his power to the guru. Sandipani, in consultation with his wife, asked for the restoration to life of his son, who had been drowned in the sea at Prabhasa Kshetra. All right, said the brothers. They took their chariot and went to the seaside. The sea brought presents, but Krishna asked for the restoration of his guru's son. The sea replied, I did not carry him off, but one asura named Panchajana, who lives in my waters in the form of a conch. Krishna entered the waters and killed Panchajana, but he did not find the boy within the asura's body. Me took the conch and came back. He then went with Balarama to the seat of Yama, called Sanyamani, and blew the conch. Yama adored the brothers and wanted to know their behests. Bhagavan said, My Guru's son has certainly been brought here by his own karma. But hear my command and bring him to me. So be it, said Yama, and brought back the Guru's son. The brothers took him to their father and said, What more do you ask, O Guru? The Guru said, I have nothing more to ask. Now you may go home. Uddhava and Vraja, Skanda 10, chapter 46. Uddhava was the chief counselor of the Vrishnis, the dear friend of Krishna, and the direct disciple of Brihaspati. He was second to none in wisdom. His dress and decorations were those of Krishna. Krishna called his friend aside and said, Oh, go Uddhava to Vraja. Bear my love to Nanda and Yashoda. Give my message to the gopis, which will be a relief to them in their distress. Their desires are all centered in me. I am their life. They have given up all worldly connections for my sake. I am their dearest and nearest friend. I protect those that give up worldly duties for my sake. So painful is my separation to the gopis that they are beside themselves. Anyhow, they live, and that with difficulty, only because I sent word of my speedy return. Gladly Uddhava accepted the mission. He went to Vraja and stayed there for a few months, consoling the Gopas and Gopis. To Nanda and Yashoda he said, Rama and Krishna are the efficient and the material cause of the universe, Purusha and Pradhana. They pervade all beings and guide the workings of individual natures. Krishna would fulfill the promise he made to you on the wrestling ground and come back to the Vraja ere long. Do not grieve, O great ones. You shall see Krishna by your side. He is within the heart of all beings. As fire is inside all fuel, to him nothing is agreeable or disagreeable, nothing high or low. He has no father, no wife, no sons, no one near or distant, no body, no birth, no karma. For the protection of sadhus, he manifests himself in different births at his own pleasure. Though void of all gunas, he seeks them at pleasure for the purpose of creation. As a stationary body appears to be moving, so Atma appears to be working, though Chitta is the worker. Krishna is not your son only, but he is of all the sons, the self, father, mother, and Ishvara. Nothing exists in reality but Krishna. Excited were the effusions of the gopis on seeing Uddhava. They may be interesting to the general reader, but to the student, the message delivered by Uddhava is the only necessary portion at this stage of the story. The reader is therefore referred to other translations for those highly poetical effusions. Uddhava informed the gopis that he was the secret messenger of Krishna. He then delivered the following message from Bhagavan: You have no separation from me, for I am all pervading. As the five elements earth, water, air, fire, and ether enter into the composition of all beings, so I underlie manas, prana, and bhutas and the indriyas as also the gunas themselves. I create, preserve, and destroy self in self by self. By my Maya, I become the bhutas, the indriyas, and the gunas. But Atma is pure, it is all consciousness, jnana, separate, unconnected with the gunas. It is only by the mental states of wakefulness, dream, and dreamless sleep that egoistic perceptions are caused in Atma. The objects of perception in one state appear to be unreal in another state. The objects of dream perception appear to be unreal to the awakened man. The mind, being the common factor in all the three states, perceives these objects of the senses and it underlies the senses themselves. Sleeplessly, therefore, control the mind. This is the final reach of the Vedas, of yoga and of Sankhya, of relinquishment, of tapas, of the control of senses, and of truth itself. This is the ocean into which all rivers fall. That I, though pleasing to your eyes, remain away from you is because I want you constantly to meditate on me, for such meditation will attract your mind more towards me. The mind of women does not dwell so much upon the lover near at hand, dearest though he be, as it dwells upon a distant lover being full of him. By devoting your whole mind to me, free from all other thoughts, and by constantly meditating on me, you shall forthwith attain me. Even those girls that remained at Vraja and could not join the rasa attained me by meditating on my powers. The words of Uddhava only reminded the gopis of the doings of Krishna. They loudly took his name. They were full of Krishna and would not forget him. But they knew from his message that he was Atma and their pain of separation was gone. Uddhava remained for several days at Vraja, reminding all of Sri Krishna. When he left Vraja, he wished that he could be one of the creepers or herbs in Vrindavana that had been rendered sacred by the dust of the gopis' feet. With that wish, let us take leave of the Vrindavana Leela of Bhagwan Sri Krishna.